if anybody shows up now, they'll just be late, so I'm going to get started.
Oh, good.
Go ahead, Mr. Chairman.
We will call the meeting order. Have no guests. The minutes are in your packet. And I will entertain a motion to approve or any corrections that need to be made.
There are two attachments to the minutes that are Mike Decker's computer, and he's out of town, so they're not here.
But I was looking at that, you got them highlighted too.
Yeah, well, it's our last director's report, and actually a copy of that proposed budget, which you all saw in the last meeting. So.
I'd move for approval.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor indicate by aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Minutes are approved. Jenkins, EDC Director report.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chairman. If you're looking in your packet behind the minutes, that's sort of getting the highlights of what's going on since we met last time. Couple of good things I'll bring you up to date on is that had a good trip to Raleigh with Advantage West Economic Developers Advisory Council. Had some good meetings with a couple of law firms involved in economic development. As a matter of fact, tomorrow I've got a follow-up meeting with Nexus Pruitt in Asheville. They're a company that specialize in a lot of technology. So look forward to meeting with them. Got to meet the Lieutenant Governor, got to meet the Speaker of the House, talk about legislative issues, had some good meetings with Golden Leaf, Chairman Mark Sauls, Rural Center, and it's pretty much some good networking. So I think we made some inroads there, and we'll just continue to work those. Our economic development team, which consists of me and Tommy Dennison from Southwestern, Dale from Employment Security, and Jennifer Hobson from NC Commerce, and Duke Power when they show up. I guess they have other things on their minds. So let's put the
Harry Booton's
yeah. But anyway, we made a follow-up visit to Whitley, had a good meeting with them, and actually they are starting to, they're going to be doing some training for Southwestern, which is something that I don't think we've made many inroads in before. So they've got a new plant manager, and he's looking forward to get started on that. While we're on the subject of Whitley, we did get them vacated from the Business Development Center.
So they're out.
Yeah, they're out.
Where are they at now?
Actually, they moved into their existing facility. They made some room, so they've spent some money out there, did some remodeling, and so they're right over there now. Which actually works better for them because they do not like having to haul steel in, cut it, and then haul it across town. So they seem to be happy. They left us with somewhat of a mess,
We've been there like 10 years.
yeah, CERTPRO is working on that as we speak. So, that looks good on that. Couple of things that's sort of off the beaten path. Worked with the Macon County Soil and Water District on securing a grant from the NC Department of Agriculture for $7,000 to start the process of quantifying where our farms are, who's producing what, and to encourage entrepreneurship in agriculture. And worked with Mike Breedlove and the people at the Ag Department on that. That led to us applying for a grant with ARC for $10,000 that will piggyback on that. So we're starting to get some movement on our agriculture sector, and I think there's some good ground to be made on that. There's a lot of farms out here, a lot of people producing stuff that you wouldn't think of. But that stuff is happening. Let's see. Met with Andy Gogan at Fletcher Bright, which is a new Walmart center. They are 100% leased. So that center is going to be full on opening day, and they're still looking at mid-October, somewhere in there to open. So also, there's an out parcel been sold to, of course, standalone Verizon store. There too, so that's a good news.
What else will we do? I mean, is it
Chinese restaurant, shoe store, to be honest, if you go over and look at Holly Springs Plaza.
Everybody's got it.
There's a whole lot of that.
Looks a lot like it.
Yeah. Then I've talked to Rich Dawson with Phillips Edison, who own that center. They're going through a refinancing phase right now. I'm sure they've leased anybody they could right now, but that's sort of slowed them up a little bit. And they're being pretty closed-mouthed about what they're going to do in the future. I ask them about angles and vice versa and stuff. They're not too open to any discussions.
They apparently don't want any, not looking for.
There's not anything we can do, no, there's not, I know, I've offered.
Well, as long as you offer it, that's all you can do.
And I told them we didn't like to see, I told them every time that our chairman drove by there, he drunk when he saw those empty buildings. So, yeah, they know we're out there. Also, been working with Cowley Scope and the Land Trust for Little Tennessee about their project down on Cowley Scope. Commissioners asked us if we would, EDC would facilitate that, and that's moving forward. The business plan is almost complete. They're looking towards making that a community/cultural/heritage destination. So, everything else is pretty much, you can read through it and see what's been going on. I guess I'll just slide right into the business development center. Okay. Everything's going good at the business development center. As you know, I just told you Whitley has vacated. We will have something to talk about in a few minutes when we get into closed session about some product development there. The commissioners allotted $50,000 for refurbishing the unit. We'll put in central heat and air in those two big units. Try to bring it up to 21st centuries for manufacturing purposes. Probably going to have to do some extensive work in the back. Garage doors or the pull-down doors going to have to be replaced. And just some general maintenance. Servpro's been out there almost a week cleaning, and if as soon as we can, we'll open it up and want everybody to go out and take a look at it. Because we're going to be doing brand new painting, fixing up the halls. It's going to look like a brand new place when we're done with it. And our tenants out there seem to be doing fine. Our Deborah Green at Appointed Homes has been making some inroads with the Grove Park Inn Spa and Biltmore Spa, and I think the Edwards Inn also. She makes some sort of therapy grant. She's really excited about it. So that thing, that's opening up. Our other tenants are doing well too. And we continue to try to get rid of the DM or driver's license office, but that continues to be sort of a contentious point. Jack Gordon is our point man on that. The last letter he got that from him was the spot we were going to provide for him is too small by 2 square feet. So I think Jack, Steve let him go out and knock a hole in the wall and give him 2 more feet. So that's where we are with that. If you look on your reports back through there, unemployment, we're down to 9.9, which is a lot of that's thankfully for seasonal employment coming back. So we're I think the last time we were that low was 3 years ago. Almost 2 years ago. I don't have it here. And as you can see, pretty much everybody, Jackson actually had a little blurb where they went up. I guess it's still but everybody, our surrounding 6 counties are pretty much tracking the same.
Looks like Jackson had a big increase in the labor force.
Yeah. don't know if that might be due towards, if they're getting some runoff from Cherokee up there or what, I'm not sure. But there's another interesting figure we'll look at in a minute on that. Regional taxable sales, this is the first month that we have not been leading. Jackson County moved ahead of us this last month in April 2012, which is the last federal figures. 27, they're around 27.7 million, we're right at 26. Once again, I don't know, we talked about this at the last meeting, if we just want to track it and see if that trend continued. I think what a lot of that is happening is that there's probably more disposable income coming off of the reservation where it's spending those dollars in Jackson County. But I anticipate when we get the new Walmart Supercenters that we'll probably get some positive movement on that.
Do you think people report that the same county?
Yeah, I'd say it's a good broad indicator, but it's not really a drill down kind of indicator, because sometimes it'll be a month or two later before some county will, they'll have all the figures. You know how that works. Then you can see our 2007 through 2012 taxable sales. We had pretty much in May annually sort of leveled out, and I think we're still looking at an aberration. So we'll just continue to watch. Building permits. I've got the first quarter of 2012 and the first quarter of 2011 and second quarter of 2012. We were actually up from a little over 16 million to 17, a little over 17 million in this second quarter, which is, compared to last year's second quarter, we were actually 27.7, but there were 7 of those residentials were out for 21 million. So I assume that might have been up on maybe the old Edwards project or something, some of those houses.
Yeah.
The good part about it is, even though the number's still tracking low, the love's getting spread around a little bit. There's more permits and more work going on that. So we continue just to, I wouldn't say bump on the bottom, but we get a little lift every now and then. We just have to continue to watch that. Behind that, I've got real estate reports from the Franklin Board of Realtors for residential. And I've got actually the whole total Highlands Cashier's MLS for Macon County. You can see our first 6 months this month in Macon County, Franklin MLS. Our median sales price was $109,000, and our average sales price was $125,000. And there were, 204 parcels. But most of those were very low end. Majority of those are cash. So you still get a lot of the deal that was out there. Highlands is really, especially Highlands residential, big improvement. I think they've almost doubled from the first 6 months of last year. You can see the first page of residential, their actual volume of sold listings is actually up 93% from last year. First 6 months of this year, $26 million in volume compared to $13 million last year, give or take a few thousand.
We could sell a Fisher place here in the next quarter.
We'll get a good bump.
And that's a great improvement.
Yeah,
Some
absolutely.
people are happy up there over that. So, and those other figures, I just got these this morning from. I guess I could get those from you, couldn't I?
Wherever you'd like, sir, I'll give you anything you need.
Actually, I stole these from Kathy Garrett's.
She'll do a better job for you.
But anyway, looks like we're sort of holding our own. Well, actually, prices are less now. The average price is less. But as far as number of units, we're sort of holding our own. But Highlands is getting that done. Then behind that, of course, what always fits the July NC Thrive is just our population figures and housing and education and employment figures, which are 2 months old. That's the latest you could get from NC Thrive. And that is all that's in the packet. Of course, you can take it home, look it over. If you have any questions, call me. Or come by and see me. One thing I wanted to go through here. There we are. In a minute. As you know, we're a certified entrepreneurial community, and Advantage West has finally got us up on their CEC site through no fault of their own. It was just
The website's undergoing severe reconstruction.
So they came over and interviewed us and interviewed 3 entrepreneurs from Macon County, and the entrepreneurs that we suggested the interview would, of course, fail great because he's the original entrepreneur, not the original, but it is. Appalachian Harvest, because they were sort of a new business, something different in town, and then they wanted one from Highlands, and I talked with Commissioner Tate, and we got John Lapoli Construction. And let me just play a little bit of, they kept videos on all of them. Bobby and I were kidding about, we were going to play something, Phil was saying how great internet access here. The internet access is really slow in this building. So, let's see if we got something to play here. But it's a neat site. It tells about Franklin. It tells about our assets. It tells about Highlands. That we're home to 2 regional banks, and that we have a manufacturing base. Just some really good information. We also will be embedding this in our local ED sites. And I've got this on the lowest quality of the video.
I'm John Foley. Started my business in the early 80s. I'm a real estate broker, and I'm a general contractor. I've run this business from the ground up. We've built homes from 500 square feet to 12,000 square feet. The neatest thing about this business is that there's a lot of gratification that you can see, feel, and touch. What we enjoy most of all is being able to work with clients, interpreting what they have in mind for their home, what they want to see, and then putting that from paper to real sticks and stones. And that is such a great thing to be able to be entrusted with. I run into many people that are thinking about moving to Macon County that ask me, what can I do in Macon County? The advice I give is to do a lot of homework, to have a vision, to have a plan, and to see their plan all the way through. Does it really work? Is it economically sound? Is there a client for their business? Is it going to sustain through the winter months? The local community and the local businesses and the local businessman here understands this economy for the most part. And if they don't, they're not in business long. But they do understand it. And they are all supportive of each other. They understand tourist season. They understand the second home buyer. These are people that we love. We love to see come to Macon County. We welcome them. This is the greatest place to work with business. Besides the natural beauty of Macon County, the cool weather, the mountains, the scenery that you just never get tired of, we have the greatest customers in the world. we have a demographic of second home customers that are either moving here to retire or moving here for a better way of life. And how can you run into a better person than that?
Let's go, internet.
Sync is too much.
State funded internet. Yeah, that here.
Government internet.
Government internet.
And here's
I will tell you that starting a business from scratch is hard. It took me almost 40 years to be an overnight success. I started this business in 1977. I was doing tax returns with a pencil. Figured there had to be a better way to do that. So we began to write software just to automate our tax practice. Once we did that, we realized that some other people might be interested in software. So tax software really became the biggest part of our business. This past year, we filed about 11 million federal returns and about 8 million state returns electronically through our data center downstairs. What we've done over the years is we've used the software business to fund some other startups in the community. We didn't have a printing company. We needed a marketing company, so we developed that internally. Now we market for ourselves and others. We saw the need for other things in the community that weren't here. For example, that's why we created the Family Entertainment Center. That's why we built the Smoky Mountain Center for Performing Arts. We acquired a 9-hole golf course. We have a Christian bookstore. We have a sports store. So we've used the software company as a vehicle to help fund these other things. You would think that high-speed connectivity would not be located in a town like Franklin, North Carolina, where we only have 15,000 people who live here. But since we teamed up with the Eastern Band of Cherokee Indians to build a high-speed fiber ring, we've got 125 miles of fiber in the ground. Because we have that great connectivity here, this has turned into a great place for a high-tech company. If you need internet access for your job, you can do it anywhere in the world that has high-speed access. So why not do it in a place like Franklin, North Carolina? It's a great place to live. I've raised my kids here. My grandkids all live here. And I want to create something where my grandkids will have a good paying job in Franklin and not have to leave here to go to Atlanta or go to D.C. somewhere else to get a great job. I want to make sure that they can get a great job right here.
And then we got Appalachian. These guys got choked up.
Appalachian Harvest is a business that does home canning goods for retail, and we try to provide to our customers a quality item that they can take home and enjoy just like they would if their mother or their grandmother had made it. And we want to
Good.
those people to feel at home, not only in our store, but when they go home, they can take part of that with them and enjoy it months down the road. If I was going to encourage a new entrepreneur here in the community, I would say you need to look at the people that walk through your doors, not just as a potential customer, but as someone that you want to befriend yourself. The item that they purchase isn't the major thing. The thing that's going to bring them back to you again is your personality and your friendship to them. The sale at the end of the day is in addition to, not just the main focus.
The best thing about having a business in Macon County is the simplicity of the lifestyle here. And the people, they're wonderful. we're all homemakers. Many appreciate the line of work that we do. They bring in recipes, and they share recipes, and it's kind of really good.
And a lot of our products that come from customer feedback for different items that they might not have had for years since their grandmother passed or their Aunt Grady passed. And they'll bring a recipe in and ask us to please see if we can make a product for them that they haven't had in 10, 15 years. And we'll come as close as possible. We never can match grandma's products, but we come as close as we can. And sometimes we'll have grown men stand in front of our counter and cry. They haven't had that particular item in so long. And it means a lot. It means a lot to us it means a lot to us as business owners and as people that are trying to not only promote our business, but to give something to the people, to our customers and our friends that will bring back memories for them.
Good.
So those are the three videos on there. The site is, of course, got an overview of the county, got a business community review on it, and it's at awnc.org if you want to take a look at it, more in depth. I've edited it a couple of times, and I'm sure there's some places for some improvements. So, neither I nor Advantage West will be offended if you want to suggest any improvements. We'll also link that up to our site, and we'll try to get, I think I can embed those videos on our EDC site also. So, that's where we are with that. That did not cost us anything. So.
Well done, looks good.
It looks better in high quality when it's on the screen, but anyway, I think we can get some mileage out of that too.
Good.
And that's about all.
Next thing on our agenda is other business, and that's to talk about a proposed client for the Business Development Center and some site development. So in doing that, I would entertain a motion that we do an executive session. Second. All in favor, indicate by aye.
And,
Give me a couple
Mr.
minutes
Chairman,
to
we
do
won't
that.
be voting on anything, so when we come out, we'll adjourn all. So you don't have to stick around unless you just want to.
All right.
You want to go count votes?